But for you now too, because a big part of that is, at the end of the day too, you're a woman and you go to these things alone. Like, what can you speak on to that? Because there's probably a lot of women out there listening to this that maybe want to do the same thing, but maybe they don't feel safe. Maybe they, all those different things. So like, what could you speak on about that aspect of it?
Yeah. So this time was a little bit different because I actually brought my mom with me so I could bring my daughter. So I had a little, I had a posse. Is that the right word? I don't even know.
Little crew.
Little crew. Yeah. Gang squad. I want to call my mom, my daughter, my squad.
Like, well, you're not. They're the squad. Maybe not. They're the squad. You know what I'm saying?
They are. Those are my hearts. But before I had my daughter and all of that, and I would just go to these places alone. Some of the things that I would do, if the conferences have a hotel block, I would look into that. And that way you find a lot of other people that are also conference goers in the hotel. And that way I was able to save money on like transportation. Cause I'm still not 25 yet. Almost less than a month away.
Hey,
quarter of a century. Go. So, but I say that because rental cars would like hit me for the underage driver fee. So I never used to rent a car. So I would do like Uber and Lyft to get around. But I would stay at the hotels that were suggested by the event. And that way there was other people from the conference and I was able to like, hey, are you going to the conference? Can I get in the car with you? Like if it was a group of women or whatever, it's another way I met people. And I felt like safe because I know like we're like-minded. We're going to a certain type of conference. Like you're not about to pull anything crazy. So that's one thing I would do. I don't know. Like, I think as a woman, you just always have to be vigilant. Like I never had any issues in the airport by myself. I definitely try to stay like alert to what's going on around me.
Do you think that holds a lot of women back?
Oh yeah, it definitely does. But I think, I mean,
going on their own,
Yeah, like to a certain degree, like the fear is warranted and real, but also like don't let it hold you back because, like I said, like you don't know what's on the other side of you taking that risk. Like you might meet new friends, everything. I mean, I feel like even the ride sharing apps have like built-in safety and, like just there's ways to go about it. Like it's not super, super risky unless you're going. Also, I go to conferences that are like in like cities, I guess you could say. They're not like in the middle of like the country and like somewhere sketchy. Like I try to look up where I'm going before and the lay of the land. So like how far is it from the airport to the hotel and the hotel to the event and all that kind of stuff. So I try to do my homework on that, but I don't know. Like I can't really, I'm not afraid to travel alone. So,
well, exactly. That's why I wanted to like, have them hear from you because that there's probably some that are out there that are, you know what I'm saying? So like they have to hear that, you know what I mean? That you're not, when you go and you make these right precautions and you do these things, you dot your T's or cross your I's, whatever the fuck it is, you do all that, so.
Yeah. Or bring a friend.
Yeah. Like if not, just do it.
Like we said, like you don't have to go by yourself.
Either one. Yeah.
Bless somebody. Be like, hey, like, can you come to this event with me? I already paid for the room, whatever. Yep. Just like.
I've done that as well too. I paid for a ticket just because like sometimes either like whatever it was, like I know they would go. I'm like, oh look, we're going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes people need that exposure first. Like you could have a friend that maybe you think is really gonna, like this is gonna be impactful for them or whatever. So sometimes you really just gotta like, nah, you can't wait for them to, to go. So, you can't be doing that all the time to people. You can't force someone to fucking drink the water,
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, every once in a while, you can, and then kill two birds with one stone. You
know what else? Like through the communities that I've been in, like BU and social media connections I've made and things like that, and just relationships, I'm able to, I feel like wherever I go, I kind of know somebody or like have somebody nearby should anything happen. So like when I'm out in Denver, I know I got like a handful of people that I know out there. Like if I'm going to Florida.
No, she lives in these places, people. This is what we were talking about before we started recording. She doesn't live in Jersey. She tries to tell y'all this because she's like a low-key.
Always New Jersey.
She's like a low-key celebrity out here. So she doesn't want to tell us. She's like, yeah, I'm in Jersey all the time. But no, she lives in all these other places. She probably has like a place in Calabasas. Who knows where she is.
Speak that into existence.
Oh, no, dead ass. You know how we do here. It's 11:11.
Yeah, but I feel like I got people all over. So should anything ever pop off or whatever, I know I can like reach out to somebody too. Right. So
no, that's powerful. That's powerful too. And you build that in as you network through, you know what I mean? Like you said, so you feel a lot safer.
Yeah. Like the first time I saw ET in person, I happened to be in Atlanta for a conference, and then they just sent out like a last minute like, hey, ET's in town, we're doing breakfast here at this time. And I was like, oh, I gotta go. And I was able to reach out to somebody. They came and picked me up and dropped me back off to where I was staying.
That's fire.
It worked out. Yeah.
And
so
you were like,
this is why you need to make friends.
Network, yeah, but it's hard sometimes. I notice, and you know, it's tough because sometimes, you know, unless you put yourself into these things, like, you know, I think the way me and you do is a little different. You know, like a lot of times people don't know how much exposure matters. You know, this is one thing I talk about a lot of times on the therapy without a degree. Like, you know, what you're exposed to really does matter, and the people you're around. Like, I've also learned this, you know, from Grant Cardone. So like Grant Cardone does sales and marketing. I do sales and marketing. And, you know, but he made kind of like valid point in like, he was like, you know, where he does a lot of his prospecting. It's like sometimes in a gym. And he was like, you know, it sounds silly and you may not even think about it, but usually these are people that are really trying to better their lives. You know, usually these people are trying to, you know, for the most part, like, you know what I mean? Like they're trying to, you know, do better and things like that. So I think like we need to just kind of be more focused on our surroundings and who we're being exposed to.
Yeah.
You know, like, because for you keep exposing yourself in these conferences with all these people, like that's just another thing. You go to a conference, like it doesn't even matter. I feel like I would say it matters, but like if you go to a
conferences
concert,
are not equal.
yeah, they're all different. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, yo, you could just pick a conference. Like even if you're not educated on it, I think as long as you feel like it looks impactful, like I think it might help because you're gonna expose yourself around good, positive people. You know what I mean? Like it could be a business one, like. Even if people like sometimes there's ones that like I see there's free ones in the city all the time, and there's all these different lanes. So it's like if you don't maybe have, because like we have like, you know, ET, or you have, you know, we have people that, you know, we'd be like, all right, well they host conferences, but one thing I just want to say to people is like, don't hold yourself back, don't limit yourself if you don't even know the establishment that's creating the conference. You know, like do your research, like you know, do your research and stuff, but just go. I mean, why not? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and then you'll check it out. It might be for you. It might not be. It might not be for you. You know what I mean? You might be like, you know what, that was cool. I wasn't really feeling their energy, but at least you gave it a shot to be in a room and be around some exposure of like positive energy and business minded people, or even if it's not business, because even if you're not just trying to do business, even if you're just trying to, you know, like growth, personal development. Like it doesn't have to just be like entrepreneur stuff too. Because I be telling people lately, like I'm like, do you feel like too, like now it's just all of a sudden everywhere it's like you got to be an entrepreneur?
Yeah, kind of. And then I don't know, like part of that is I surround myself with entrepreneurs, but yeah, like everybody is an entrepreneur, and sometimes it makes me feel like, dang, like am I special? Like,
you're extremely special. Never say that.
Thank you. Yeah, but I mean, I